Okay, boom. Perfect. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast this afternoon. We have an incredible guest with us today, one who's going to give us some amazing information as well as inspiration, and that is none other than our great brother, Brother Student Minister Ali out of Oakland, California. Correct, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Praise be to Allah. Beautiful. Yes, sir. Okay. So, Brother Ali, first of all, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, sir.
And Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Kareem.
Yes, sir. Okay, great. The first question that we want to know, we got to ask it, even though we know that you come from the line of great soldiers, but we still want to know, when did you first hear the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad?
I first heard the teachings as a baby. Some may know, others may not. My parents are Brother Sultan, Captain Sultan, and Sister Captain Sultana from prior to 75. And they came, stood up, all praises due to Allah, when the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, shortly after he stood up, my father came, and then my mother came, and I was born, thereafter the minister stood up. So I grew up, as you did, Brother Josh,
Yes, sir.
under these teachings. So I'm thankful that I was a nation baby born in the nation.
All praises due to Allah. Beautiful. Yes, sir. And salute to your parents, salute to you and your family for you all sacrifice as well. But I wanted to ask you about nation babies and growing up in the nation and people growing up in religion in general. We get to a certain age and we have to decide on our own whether or not we're going to believe what we heard is true and good for our people. What was it about the teachings that made you want to stay in the nation?
Yeah, well, that's a very good question. I do thank you for asking it, because a lot of people deal with that, and a lot of people are still dealing with that, Brother Josh. We grow up. I went to high school, junior high in Oakland, faced everything everybody else faced. And also, of course, went to MUI, but there were times that we didn't have MUI. And so struggled with this and that. But it was funny you asked this question, because I was talking to my mother just the other day. And my mother said, Ali, when you decided to go full throttle in the nation as an adult, as a young adult, no one had to tell you. It wasn't me who said, you need to be in the mosque every day. And it wasn't your father who said, not that they didn't tell me or show a positive example, but she was saying, Ali, when you made the decision, you made it. And I looked up, and you was back fully functioning with final calls, and you was in the street, and you act just like a new brother who came in. You didn't want no extra nothing. You just wanted to soldier. And, she was saying, only Allah could have did that, because it wasn't me. And not that she didn't always show a positive example. Mama always showed a positive example, but I made it up in my mind. I had dropped my first album, rap album, and I had all the big rappers from Razzcazz, the Loonies, Casual from Hieroglyphics and Soldier Mischief, and just all these rappers, big time dudes that had major record deals. They were all on my album. But I had a plan in my mind, Brother Josh. I said, you know what? I'm going to drop this album. I'm going to get all the influence that I could, and I'm going to take all the influence to the mosque. I never said that publicly and openly, but that was what I was doing. And it wasn't me doing it, Brother Josh. I'm not that smart. But I was trying to get all the influence that I could from every angle that I could. And then as I fell 100%, as we call it, back in, then people was like, Brother Ali. That's all they called me. Without me telling them that. But people knew, we grew up in the nation. We grew up Muslim. They knew our story, but you know how it goes, if you know what I mean. We all struggle as young men.
Yes, sir. Beautiful. All praise due to Allah. And both of my sisters, Miriam and Naima, send the greetings. And thanks to everybody who's watching from all over the country. Please let us know what city you're from on Facebook and on YouTube when we upload this. I can't wait to upload it later. But Ali, let's go back to your rapping. I'm so used to call Brother Minister. But in your rapping, so you said you work with I'm not familiar with Razzcast, but I just saw an interview with him talking about his work with Tupac. And who else did you say?
Yeah, so I work with the group that brought Tupac out, Digital Underground. Shock G on my first album introduced me to the world, and he started my album off on the intro. He said,
Okay.
we got some heat coming out of the Oakland heat factor. And he said my rap name, IRS, which stands for International Rap Scientist. He said IRS, and it was Shock G. He came to the studio right there by Laney College in Oakland, and to our studio session. And I gotta plug my man, Doctrix 4000. They call him 4000. He's a producer from the Bay Area, but he's big from a rap group called Mechanics now. Everybody took off, and praise be to Allah. And Money B from Digital Underground.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Shock G introduced me, and a lot of rappers worked with me. We did the production at Ice-T's studio, and Ice-T was there. He had just started on the show
Law and Order.
Law and Order. It was
sir,
his first year on the show, and he came downstairs after the studio session, and we was all sitting down. The Loonies was there, I was there, Razzcast was there, we were all there, and he was teaching us. We were all like sitting down, and he was standing up, and he was saying, when you get your money, you save. He said 70% of your money is yours. He said 30% of your money go to taxes. So make sure you save the 30%. He was just schooling us on all type of money issues and all type of things that would come up in music. You know, when you get in that life, he was telling us, man, look, this is what you expect. This is what you need to avoid. And my cousin, Grip, her name is Grip, but her real name is Brandy. And she was signed to Ice-T. But that's not how I got in the studio. It was the producer that I was working with named 4000. And he had the connection with the studio. And that's how we got it.
That's amazing. Okay, yes, sir, Riley. So, Riley, how can we hear some of your music? Where can we find it?
Well, my last project, I think you know about it. The program. Where's my CD? That's the last one I dropped.
Okay.
Program. But I'll have it up on my Facebook page. I'm Ali Muhammad World Builder is my little handle that I go by, and I'll get it out to you, brother Josh. So folks that listen to this, they'll be able to get it. But the program, a lot of folks in the nation know it. A lot of folks outside the nation know it. Your brother, politically oppressed, is on, on my album.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And a lot of people like it, brother. So but we're working on some new music stuff now, and I try to get back into that, when I can and when the spirit hit me and when I have time.
All praises due to Allah. Yes, sir. Okay, great. Now, Brother Minister Ali, what was it like for you when you first meeting the Most Honorable Minister Farrakhan?
Yeah, so when I first met Minister Farrakhan, I was a child. So some people know the story, some people don't. So I was the baby in the nation that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan would go across the nation and say, there is a little baby who knows all their lessons, and he could recite all the lessons, and he ain't nothing but 4 years old or 5 years old. And this brother, he would talk about me, praise be to Allah, in different cities. And so one time when he was in Oakland around 83, 84, I recited all the supreme wisdom, what makes rain, hail, and storm, earthquakes, the earth approximately covered in the water, approximately people to the surface, sun and moon, how to track the power on our planet, white planet, strict speed of 1,037, 1,000, right? So I'm running them off. And brother, all praise is due to Allah. And brother Jabril is right there. And Dr. Khalid is right there. And they like, yeah, praise be to Allah, he's great. He's that's good. And Minister Farrakhan was like, this is special. This young brother, if he can remember this at this age, and I have to say, thank you to my mom. See, my mother, Sister Sultana, see, she recorded her voice. My mama tell me to do something, I always do it. I really got whoopings as a child when I was little, even though, do hit stuff here and there. But I listened to my mother. That's my point. I love my mother right now. My mama could call me up and give me some advice, and a millionaire gave me some different advice. And if my mom's advice makes more sense, I'm gonna follow my mother. That's how much I love and respect my mom, because she don't speak on nothing that she don't know. And she always keep the three at the top of her thought in everything that she do. Praise be to Allah. So she recorded the lessons on a tape with her voice. And being that, I'm her son and she always telling me what to do and I always listen, I listened to that, picked up everything she said, and that's how I learned the lesson. My mother did that.
All praises to Allah. Beautiful. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's an amazing story. Okay.
Thank
And man, that's okay. We got some more questions, but we'll keep going. So, okay, yes, sir. What was it like for you once you got older and then you had conversations with the minister as a grown man?
Yeah, so I have to shout out Brother Jabbar Muhammad, the brother, beautiful brother on the E-team driver, Brother Jabbar.
Yes, sir.
And he was talking to the minister saying, the brother Ali, who used to recite his lessons when he was little and whatnot, and that brother is outside in the car. And brother Captain Sultan and Sister Sultana, a son. And so, I affectionately call Minister Abdul Rab Muhammad Uncle Rob. He raised me as a nephew in the teachings. He was my minister, Minister Abdul Rab Muhammad. I would always thank Allah for that brother. And he said, yeah, he came up with them. And the minister said, yeah, I know, Minister Rob, I know. And of course, the minister named my parents, Sultan and Sultana. He named my sister Walida, who's married to Dr. Wesley Muhammad right now.
Yes, sir.
So Brother Jabbar, at any rate, was telling the minister, and Minister Farrakhan, the Honorable Minister Farrakhan said, well, bring him up here, so I can, talk to him, And so I came up, and I was so happy to see our beloved, dear apostle, the Jesus in our midst, the Honorable Minister Farrakhan. And he hugged me. There are pictures, and we hugged and embraced. And I began to talk to him about what I've been doing and how thankful I am to be functioning in the nation and to be able to help him in any way that I possibly can. And I was showing him, I had just spoke at Mosque number 97 where I attend. In my lecture, I had showed him the flyer, and it was a beautiful flyer, and he loved the title of the lecture, and he said that is a wonderful title to the lecture, and we began to talk about a few different things, and he was happy to see that, just like you, Brother Josh, how happy the minister is to see us striving to live a righteous life and striving to live up to this standard.
Yes,
and just live up to this nation ideology and all that we bring to the table. So I talked to him about real estate as well, because I'm in the real estate, and I'm in real estate. That goes far back, but I'm going to talk about how I got into investing. When the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, we're going to take Detroit. Remember that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Buy up Detroit, and we're going to take Mecca, and we coming back, right? As soon as I heard that, I bought my first house in Detroit. I didn't call the palace and ask for no money. I didn't petition nobody and say how we gonna do it or man, look, I went to work. So the money that I got from my dealings, because I'm also a real estate agent, and the money that I saved up, I took every penny that I had and I bet on what he said. And I did that, and I did that because I said, if the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is telling us to buy up Detroit, and I take everything that I had and bet on that, and we ain't betting people, but the word that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, it's going to be true. All I gotta do is be right by what he say and do it, and we're gonna be successful. And that's what I did, brother. I bought the first one, and I bought another one, Then I bought another one. And we just kept going. And now it's to the point to where I just help several other believers buy property. Brothers from this state, brothers from that state. We just got a brother out of LA, 27. Just different folks. Now they call me and I help them get in right away. But I don't like push it like, hey, come see me. It's more like you tell somebody, Josh, I know this brother in Oakland, this brother, from he could help, So that's how I do it now. So I'm telling the minister, I'm saying, brother minister, this is what we're doing. And he just smiling. And he asked me, so are you working with this brother? And I'm telling him, yes, I'm doing exactly what you told us to do. And he just smiled and he said, all praises due to Allah. And I whispered in his ear, I said, brother minister, I want to do everything in my power that I can to help you. I'm just pouring out. And he said, brother, you already are. All praises due to Allah. How do you take that except try to double and triple your efforts and do better than you can and do better than you were? All praises due to Allah. He said that. And he, was talking to me about my parents and he was talking to me about my sister's baby, my baby Grace, True Grace. Got away from my sister's baby, and he was saying, I love that baby. The minister boy, he loved my sister. He loved Dr. Wester. Y'all all know that.
Yes, sir.
He loved my niece, Gracie. He just started talking about that baby. And I said, yes, and I love her too, brother. So we had a nice conversation about several things. And he was just excited, Brother Josh. The minister gets so excited when he say something and we do it. And we didn't ask him for nothing. He just told us what to do and we do it. Oh, that make him so happy. That make the minister so happy. Alhamdulillah. And because he know that if he say something and we do it, we gonna be successful.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Strategize and mobilize, we're gonna be successful.
Beautiful. All praise due to Allah.
Alhamdulillah. Praise due to Allah.
Yes, sir. Excellent. Okay, my people are showing you love all across the country. Can't wait to put this on YouTube. Brother Minister, we have a quick 60-second commercial break for all of the sponsors of all of the People's Podcast this holy month of Ramadan. I want to thank everyone and continue to send peace and blessings as we are fasting together and thinking positive thoughts and reading the Holy Quran. I want to make sure I continue to send positive energy and love to everyone who's observing the fast of Ramadan. If you would like to be a sponsor or donor, please cash out the People's Podcast. We greatly appreciate it. My brother Rashad, Street Premier Media Production. He has a 4K camera and a drone. He does television and film editing. Thank you very much. My sister Miriam, ABC I Love Me children's book, coloring book, and now Spanish book of learning the alphabet. Please get them on Amazon, ABC I Love Me. My sister Naima, Stay On Point Dance Academy, LLC. She teaches ballet virtually to young children all across the country and right here in the studio in Atlanta, Georgia. We love our tiny dancers. Rock Communications. If you are working on a book and you need project management, content development, media relations, please reach out to Rock Communications. Also, Fashion Gods, urban streetwear for men and boys, 314-329-6009. Please reach out to Fashion Gods to keep you dressed, keep you dripping in the best of fashion. Student Minister Robert L. Muhammad, conflict mediation, squashing the beef throughout the Southwest region. And in Austin, Texas, his wife, Sister Fudia Muhammad, Children of the Most High, giving birth to a God in the science of child rearing. Please get her book. Sister Sherry Muhammad, AsiaticMinds.com. She teaches STEM virtually to young kings and queens all across the country, AsiaticMinds.com. Brother Kenneth, bow tie maker extraordinaire. He'll ship bow ties to you anywhere in the nation. Please get bow ties from Brother Kenneth. Dr. Henry M. Carter, King Henry's Turkey Legs, right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Brother Rashad Muhammad, COVID-19 disinfecting cleaning services out of Chicago. My father's book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ, AbdulSharif.com. And last but not least, my two books, Cleopatra, which is a children's book, and No Father, No Excuse, both of which are available on Amazon. Thank you all very much. Right back to our brother Student Minister Ali Muhammad. Okay, now, Brother Minister, Speaking for everyone who please go back and look at the interview I did with his father, Captain Sultan. You know, great history under the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But you spoke of a brother named Abdul Rab, Brother Minister Abdul Rab.
Yeah.
I hear people speak of, and I'm familiar with his children and some of his nieces and nephews as well, who I went to school with in Chicago. Can you let us know about him, your personal interactions with Brother Minister Abdul Rab?
Yeah. So Minister Abdul Rab Muhammad was the minister there in Oakland as a baby, and he was such a beautiful brother in the way that he taught and the way that he treated the children. So I'm gonna give you a good example. So I'm little, right? And I could eat, and I just lost a whole bunch of weight because I've eaten too much. And but anyway, as a child, I could eat too, right?
Yes, sir.
And so they fixed this little old plate. The sisters in the back, MGT, you know. And you know, I got the whole God complex because I'm born in the nation and everything. So I'm gonna say how I feel in a respectful manner. So I'm saying, this plate too small. I'm hungry, you know. And they ain't pay no attention to me. You know, they say, oh, this little boy, he ain't little boy. You know. I go to the minister, I tell him, brother minister, these sisters give me a bird plate. This ain't enough food for me, right? And then the brother minister Brown said, get the little brother some more food. The little brother said he's hungry. Now make sure you feed the brother properly, right? And they had to give me some more food, so I was important. And brother Rob, I say that story because you would think that you would tell a child, you know, go sit down, shut up, take what you
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, brother Rob, let me tell you something. Brother Minister Brown would put me or another little baby, right, over the instructions. And he would tell us to tell some grown men what to do. And what he was doing, he was teaching us and them. He was teaching the grown men that whoever has the right word in their mouth with the proper instruction in their mouth, you follow the word. Don't matter if they're 4 years old. Don't matter if they're 5 years old. And we would say, brothers, we move out to 83rd Street and we're going to push and we're going to get the people for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in the nation. Brothers, yes, sir. Right? Whole storm, right? So I say all of that because he was fair and equal. It was freedom, justice, and equality as far as I was concerned as a child. That was part of the reason why when I got older, I looked at the nation like it's freedom, justice, and equality. Now, whether he was in charge or not, no matter who was in charge, I know what he put in me and I know how it's supposed to go. So if I feel like whoever is doing whatever at that time, I know that if I go with truth, they have to stand corrected, and I have to stand corrected because I was raised with freedom, justice, and equality, and I was raised where you treat everybody the same. And the Honorable Mr. Farrakhan, there's a story of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad where he meeting with all these different world leaders. And you may have heard it, Brother Josh, and a baby come up. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad talked to the baby and entertained the baby for as long as the baby wanted to be entertained. Then he let the baby go. Then he finished his conversation with world leaders. See, you don't know who that baby is and who the baby gonna grow up to be. So if you mistreat that baby at that time, that baby might never come back, and that could be the baby that helped us to do greater things. All praise to Allah. So I just say that to say I always felt good about Islam. I always felt, you know, good feelings in my mind. I never felt like, oh man, I gotta go to the meeting and all that. I'm like, let's go to the meeting. I'm ready. I can't wait. You know, and that was my spirit. So, like I say, Brother Josh, that was my experience. So when I got older, I said, man, ain't nothing out here. All my friends getting popped and shot and killed and all that. What the hell? Man, I'm to the mosque. And I came to that conclusion. I was on the porch one day, alhamdulillah, in front of my house, and I was 18 or whatever I was. And I said, Minister Farrakhan, he needs help. I need to go be in the mosque all the time. Like, I need to go do everything that I can to help Minister Farrakhan. He needs help. And it's not that, he didn't have 1,000 ministers or whatever it was, but in my heart, Allah was telling me that that's what I needed to do. And I didn't say nothing to my mama. I didn't say nothing to my daddy. People probably thought I had a dream, thought I was going to be killed 39 times in the dream or something. That's why I went. I knew that it was the best thing going. And it's the last game in town. So I said, man, I got to be the best brother Ali that I could be. And I'm going to do that functioning in the nation no matter what. I'm going to do my music. I'm going to do acting. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. But I'm going to be in the nation, front and center for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And I'm not letting nothing compromise that. So that I had to come to them grips, Brother Josh. And by Allah's grace, I did. All praises due to Allah.
All praises to Allah. Yes, sir. Beautiful, beautiful. And people are bear witness on Facebook, and I can't wait to put this on YouTube as well. Okay, now let's go to speaking of acting. There's a can you let us know about your latest acting role and how we can and so we can promote it and everybody can go see the movie?
Yes, sir. So the last movie that I was in is called Sorry to Bother You. And a lot of believers and different people would stop me in the street and be like, I saw you in that movie. But believers would come and be like, man, Brother Ali, I just saw you in the movie. I'm like, yeah. So Sorry to Bother You is directed by a brother from Oakland. I actually came up with him. His name is Boots Riley. And I used to do music tours with him as an artist, music tours with him as a manager. I traveled all over the country, Mexico, Canada, every state in America, managing him as well, and as well as his personal manager. But anyway, so when he produced the movie, I went and tried out whatever, and I got to be in the movie in some scenes, and I'm very thankful to Brother Boots Riley for that. And he did music on my album, and I did music on his albums. My phone today, he was at a Will Smith studio. I was telling you earlier offline a few months ago, and I called him, and he picked up the phone. He still takes my calls, and he was like, "I'm at Will Smith studio. I'm meeting with but Brother Ali Muhammad, what's going on?" He entertained me for a minute, and he said, call me back, and I called him back. But no, real good friends. He's a good director, and I'm thankful and grateful for being in that. And inshallah, I'll be in some more movies if it be the will of Allah. And so yeah, that's how my last movie wrote for me in the movie.
Beautiful. All praise due to Allah. My sister Naima said that was a good movie. So let's make sure we all support Brother Ali. So now I have to go watch it now because now I gotta go see it so I can see it. What's the name of the movie? It said Sorry to Bother You. Sorry to Bother You.
Yeah, Sorry to Bother You. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Now, speaking of West Coast rappers and just like the Oakland environment, it seems like the way Too Short would talk about it, E40, everybody just makes it seem like Oakland was just so grungy, grimy. Has there ever? It's just like hard living like Oakland, you know what I'm saying? MC Hammer as well. Has there ever been a time when you were faced with fear? And if so, how did you overcome that fear?
Yeah, brother. Oakland was very rough. As some folks know, I have two brothers that were murdered at different times in Oakland. May Allah be pleased with them. My brother Paul Muhammad was murdered when I was just like 14 years old, in middle school, and in the summertime, junior high school, they called it then. But yeah, so it was rough, brother. A lot of my friends got killed. A lot of my friends started doing drugs and selling drugs and going to jail, getting killed. And so, Allah truly protected me. And, I have an older brother, full-time junior. All praises due to Allah, who really, really looked out for me. And I said this from the rostrum on my lecture last Sunday. My brother came, he drove, 400 miles or whatever it was to come hear me. And what I said was that people knew that my older brothers were my older brothers. So they left me alone
Mm,
98% of the time. I was saying it from the rostrum, like I didn't get into many fights. I mean, I could fight. We've been training capoeira, the arts and boots and all of that. But people didn't really, they said, oh no, that's they brother. They don't, and that's how I grew up in Oakland.
mm,
So I grew up in a rough city, and people like leave them alone. They was kind of rough. To keep it 1,000,
yes, sir.
they ain't taking no, especially behind me. If you just told somebody you was gonna do something big, then that was not the thing you wanted to do. And so, but yeah, so we lost him when I was 14, and we lost my brother Raheem Muhammad more recent, a couple years ago, right? More recent. And so, I faced, guns, people pointing guns at me, uh, big guns, right at me, not in a crowd, and no, at me, like them, me, gun. And they didn't pull the trigger. And all praise is due to Allah. Um, so it's been many instances where I faced many things, and I would say, man, why am I alive? Why didn't this one shoot when he pointed this gun at me? Or why didn't that one shoot or him kill me when he had an opportunity? And, and it's not like I'm out here killing folks. I ain't never been that kind of brother. I've always had the heart that I have, all praises to Allah. And I've always walked in peace. I'm never, even as a child, I never started fights and picked fights and never was the aggressor. I never did any of that. But, growing up, it's not like LA, like Crips and Bloods, where they just saw me with blue and came to shoot. It's more like neighborhoods, like the Rolling 20s is where I grew up. 23rd, Murder Dub, same hood. They just call so many names. And so people knew, he grew up there. That's where they from. And we got problems with that hood. He could get it too. Kind of like that. You know what I mean? And that's where I grew up. So we all played baseball. We all played football. We all played basketball. I ran track. I did all the sports. And my brothers played baseball too. We played little league Babe Ruth baseball in Oakland. And
Mm.
so I faced a lot of that, Josh. I did. And a lot of not just my brothers, but a lot of folks that I came up with are just not here. And so I guess faced with all of that, you would say, let me go help Mr. Farrakhan, because Mr. Farrakhan is totally trying to help us get out of that. So let me be with the person that's trying to get us out of that, because I'm facing this and the guns is facing me.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
I
sir.
guess when you talk about fear, and the minister says the best of us come by the word. The rest of us come by a whooping or a foot,
That's right.
right?
That's right.
And so I'm not saying I'm the best or the worst, but I know what I saw. I said, hell no, ain't nothing come from this but death, destruction, and prison. So I need to, move myself with Muhammad 100% as best as I can. And so, and that's what I did, Brother Josh. So I'm thankful and grateful. And when I made that decision, I want to add this. I never went back. Not
Mm.
that I was out there doing, I ain't never been the guy with, all the biggest gang, none of that. Never. But, you know, with what I faced, I'm not even thinking about trying to be that, is what I'm saying. I'm thinking about trying to help my people and raise them from that.
Yes, sir. Yes,
That's
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Beautiful. All praises due to Allah. And thank everyone, Brother Daniel E. Yes, sir, from Chicago, holding it down out in Arizona. Thank everybody for continues to show love on the People's Podcast. Okay, yes, sir. So, Brother Minister, the loss outside of the nation of young women and men, young people, period, but especially in the nation, is happening. What advice would you give to people who lose the loved ones?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have a parable in the Holy Quran that says, seek refuge in Allah. We have to know that we are all here for a divine purpose.
Yes, sir.
And we have to understand that in the cycle of life, we lose people. But we have to look to those people and all the good things that they did while they was here. And we have to pick up the mantle of good. And this is how we honor our uncle, our cousin, our brother, our little nephew, all the people that, had good traits. Yeah, your nephew might have did a couple things he shouldn't have did. But your nephew had a heart of gold and he was good at this and that. So whatever he was good at, you should help out with that. You should be part of that. You should make that a part of you, instead of dwelling, beloved, because we could really get lost in the sauce when it comes to, you know, grieving and just breaking down. And I can't go on, and I get it. We all get weak, and that's when we run to our prayer, bro. That's when we nurse from the Holy Quran. That's when it's time to go in ourselves and say, why am I here? So I'm allowed Muhammad say, whatever we like to do and whatever we do best is probably the reason why we're here. So we need to understand, man, look, let me go do what I'm supposed to do. Reason why I'm here. Okay? Let me go do more of that and glorify the Lord's name and be good at what I'm supposed to be good at. And that'll bring me joy. And that's always giving good word to the people, inviting people to the way of Allah with goodly exhortation. That's the best way that we could do it, whether it be rap, singing, whatever you do. You do the drama and the plays and all that, man. We need all that. Mao Zedong took Red China from where it was to where it's at because he had a cultural revolution as the
That's
animal.
right. That's a fact. That's a fact.
So, hey, we need Josh more than we ever needed Josh today
Yes,
to
sir.
make
Yes,
all them plays that we need, man. You got a place in it, let's all get together and do this because time is running out, brother. We in a hell of a time period right now. So, but if we stay focused, even in the sense of chaos, the Honorable Minister was Farrakhan teach us that we be patient and stay focused, keep our mind on Allah, and don't get lost in the sauce, brother. You cannot get lost in the sauce because you will want to commit suicide and why am I even in the world? And my family gone and I don't even want to be here. And I'm not mocking because my family gone too. And how you think I felt when my older brother and my young brother got murdered on the same street in the same city? You think I felt good about that? No, I didn't. But I still know that no matter what happened, Allah is God, Muhammad is his messenger, and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is the divine Messiah and Jesus in our midst. So I got to stand up and do the best that I can while I live because we only get this one life, Brother Josh.
that's right.
So to the best of our ability, sir.
Beautiful, beautiful. All praise due to Allah. Excellent teacher, bro, minister. Yes, sir. And sister, I always butcher her name, but sister Hichi Taylor says, all praise due to Allah, Ramadan Mubarak. Thank everyone who showed love. Please let us know what city you're in, and we'll continue to show love to our brother Minister Ali, all the way out there in Oakland. My sister Naima says, good teaching. Yes, sir. Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Okay, excellent. My next question is for you. The Million Man March. What was the climate like out west, and how did it personally impact you?
Yeah, so the Million Man March impacted me greatly, as it did so many other people. And so in the Bay at the time, it was a lot of local organizing committees and folks getting together to go. I know that my older brother, Sultan Jr., like he took with him like 10 people from my hood.
Mm, mm, mm.
He was like, man, y'all, we got to go to the Million Man March. He rallied like folks from my hood and they went. So he had a whole caravan of folks and that was special to me in itself because I'm like, man, this is beautiful. I'm younger and everything, and I'm just like, man, it's so it was just beautiful to see people recognize the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan as I recognize him as a baby, but we got the little incubator and we among each other as believers, as youth or whatever, Brother Josh. but these were older people. They was grown men now, and they saw what we saw in the minister at that time, and it's just so beautiful to see other people open their eyes to who the Honorable Rasul Farrakhan really is. So that was one of the greatest days in the history of the world for me, for you, and for a whole lot of other people. And I thank Allah for that day. I mean, heaven, brother. You know, the Million Man March, nothing like it, brother. And so, yes, sir. People recognized it greater than I even thought that they would. You know, that's how I know that it wasn't Minister Farrakhan. It was Almighty God Allah coming through Minister Farrakhan to gather all the tribes and people, because Minister Farrakhan ain't that powerful. You gotta be God in person to be able to do what he did. And he is a God. The minister is.
Yes,
but
sir.
he was backed by the supreme being
All
and the Christ, the exalted Christ.
Yes, sir.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad too was backing him on that day. So that's a beautiful thing, Brother Josh. Beautiful thing.
Beautiful. All praise to Allah. Brother Daniel showing love. Everybody, people keep people showing you love in the comments. And okay, my next question for you, sir, is your wife. How important has marriage been to you, sir?
It's funny you asked that question. I thank Allah for that. So, bruh, I'm gonna tell you what someone else told me, because you know how sometimes we got a perspective, but we can only see out, but a million people can see in looking at us. So someone said, you know, Brother Ali, you know, you was always a smart child, and you always a decent brother and all of that. But when you got married to your wife, Sister Nita, you became a whole different brother. Like, he was doing, like, one time, I used the number one, right? You got with her and you started linear skyballing. Like, you went through the roof. They wasn't lying, right? You know how you go, you know how I say 1 to 10 in 0 to 60 seconds? Well, I went from 1 to 10 in less than 6 years. And you could take that how you want it. 1 whatever to 10. Like, yes, sir, that's the truth. And I'm not saying, and this is all praise due to Allah, but I wasn't on 10 before her.
Mm.
I might have been on 10 in my mind. You know, first it was where was that? Where was
yes, sir.
that? Right. But I wasn't 10 in the physical. It wasn't flesh yet. I had dreams and wishes of 10, but it wasn't 10. It was 1. But again, if you 1 and Allah get behind you, you 10. So praise be to Allah. Not saying she Allah, Allah is Allah, but women are the co-creator with God.
Yes,
I believe that, bro. If I didn't believe that, or I was tinkering on that, like, they're co-creator, I believe it now, but I always thought I believed it, but I'm a knower when it comes to your wife. So, brother, man, after coming to Islam and learning who your God is and who the messenger, Christ, Messiah is, Jesus is, hey, man, look, ain't nothing more great. Now, I love the brothers. Like, ain't nothing come from death to life till you got love for the brother. But let me tell you something. You get you a good wife. I know it sounds like I'm talking to you. I ain't talking to you, Brother Josh. I don't think you married. I'm just talking in general. But I'm telling, look, whatever idea you got, whatever, like, however you doing it, however you moving, and you know, you think you know, that's cool. That's cool. If you get you a good wife, you gonna be 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 10 times. Allah gonna take it 2 to 10. You know how in the Quran they talk about charity? When you give, Allah will give 2 to 10. Man, I'm telling you, bro, it's real. That's all I gotta say on that. And I'm not putting too much on it. This is my experience in this world, my personal experience. All praises due to Allah.
All praise to Allah. Beautiful. Yes, sir. And people are bear witnessing saying, teach hard, teach brother. Yes, sir. And thank you everybody who continues to comment, like, share, and subscribe to the People's Podcast. And shout out to you, Brother Daniel, for always being there. My sisters in the comments, everywhere, everybody who's always showing love. Okay, excellent. My next question is, okay, so this is a question that I love asking because I like to hear it, but now that I know that you in the studio back in the day and you're an artist, what's your favorite album of all time?
Oh, brother, that's a very good question. Um, like as far as hip hop is concerned,
Any, I mean, whatever genre you want to go.
oh wow, oh brother, I love all music.
Okay.
Um, I'll say one of my favorite artists ever is Tupac,
Okay.
and so I'll just start there. I love Nas. Nas is a very good artist, but I like all music.
Okay.
Like I'll be bumping Tears for Fears. You know
Mm,
what I'm
mm.
saying? Everybody wants to do man, I've seen that song. And then they got another one. Shout, shout, let it all out. You know that one?
No, I'm not
Oh,
familiar with that one.
don't worry about it, brother. But I like all kind of groups. Prince, probably my favorite musician of all time.
Okay,
Prince,
France. Okay, okay.
keys, he on everything.
Yes,
And
sir.
then
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
living entertainers, probably Michael Jackson for a long time. So I love all his Thriller, Off the Wall, all them records, even when he was a little boy. Stevie Wonder, I listen to a lot of Stevie, and so I love all music, brother, all genres. I love hip hop, jazz, blues, Miles Davis. I love rock, you know. So anything, music, art, all of that, it's just inside me, and I appreciate no matter what race, color, class, creed. It don't even matter. If the music is right, like the minister talks about that universal sound being music. So I'm down. I'm with it. Yes, sir.
Beautiful. All praises to Allah. Yes, sir. Now, Brother Minister, do you have any upcoming projects as far as acting, music, or anything that we can support?
Yes, sir. Well, with the acting, I can't say anything about it because it's not all the way. You know how it go. Like I got to get it nailed down. But yeah, so I'm working on some new music now, and inshallah, we'll be pushing it forward. I'll keep you posted, brother Josh, so you can let folks know. And like again, my Facebook page, Ali Muhammad Ali Building. And but yes, sir. So we just in the working stages right now, brother. And I'm doing a lot of real estate. So you ever want to get involved in that, hit me, reach out, and I consult with a lot of people. And I'm also a life coach.
Mm,
So
mm.
I have a bunch of people that I help them in their lives, help them get jobs, I help them with their careers, I help them not kill their baby mama, I help them not kill their baby daddy. I'm gonna kill him, Riley. I'm gonna kill him. Like, no, ma'am, you're not gonna kill me. Get you some oddity, no,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
through this. No one needs to die. But yeah, so brother, I'll let you know what's coming, but I don't have anything in stone where I can give you title of the album or title of the movie. Sorry.
Yes, sir. Well, we look forward to it. We have one more question for you, Brother Ali.
Yes.
What would you like your legacy to be, sir?
Uh, that I was strive to be kind and do good to all, and that I strive to be a righteous Muslim, and that's it. You know, um, we have all these generational wealth and all of that, and that's cool. And we doing that too. I'm not gonna front. We doing that big time. We striving to, I'm teaching my son and I'm teaching them, my daughter and family to teach other people, and I'm helping my family, and we doing it like that on a physical level. But you know, we're spiritual beings, brother, living in the physical reality. And not no spook teachings or nothing. We're just a spirit living in the physical. So I always want folks to know that no matter what happened, I try to carry the best spirit, brother Josh, and I try to see the good in everything, even though it may seem all bad. It's some good in it, and I would like my legacy to be that that brother tried to pull the good out of people that I thought wasn't no good in them. People that he knew did a murder. Brother Ali knew he did the murder. And brother came home and he needed a coach, a mentor. He needed someone to minister and serve, minister unto him and serve him. And I was able to get out of my feelings and understand this brother made a stupid decision when he was ignorant of what he was doing, and Allah is sending me to be a servant to him and help. That's what I want.
Beautiful. All praises due to Allah, our minister, and what a great legacy to have. Our brother Daniel E says, "All praises for this interview." My sister Miriam says, "Thank you both for this great interview." And I can't wait. I'm going to put it on YouTube right now so everybody can continue to be inspired. On behalf of myself, my family, and the viewing audience of the People's Podcast, Brother Minister Ali, we want to thank you for your sacrifice and the sacrifices of your family. Keep holding it down. I'm still not ready to go visit Oakland yet, but inshallah, one day if I ever go out there, I'll definitely hit you.
Yes, sir. And I want to give a shout out to the Muhammad Mosque number 97, Inland Empire. My wife was going there before I started, and now I'm functioning registered member at Muhammad Mosque number 97. And I thank Brother Student Minister Kareem for all the things that he does for me. And he sees the value in whatever Allah has put in me, and I thank Allah for that.
Beautiful. All praises to Allah. Shout out to the Inland Empire. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off for the People's Podcast. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Ali.
Wa alaikum salam, sir.
Yes, sir. Here we go.